So we're going to look at 4 examples on solving linear inequalities and graphing the solution. Remember, the graph is just as important. That goes along with the solution. And remember, you're always going to shade what makes it true. So in this example, we have 5 minus 3x is less than or equal to 13 plus x. Now, before we begin, one thing that's important is knowing how to read your inequality symbols. So one little trick that I like to tell students, in other words, how do I know that that is a less than or a greater than? Well, you see how that almost looks like an L? So this is a less than. So what about this symbol? That is a greater than. So I'll say, let's put a hoop to make it look like a G. So this is the greater than, and the one that looks like an L is a less than. Whenever you first learn inequality symbols back in elementary school, they tell you the alligator eats the bigger number. Well, yeah, that's true, but that no longer applies when we're actually talking about trying to find the value of x. So you need to know how to read your symbols. Okay, so in this example here, remember how we want to get our variables on one side and our constants on the other. Now also remember that we want to try to have our variable on the left. We want to be able to read our solution from left to right. So if I go through my steps of solving equations, there are no grouping symbols. If I try to combine like terms, remember I'm going to work one side at a time. Nothing I can combine here. Nothing that I can combine here. So now I need to get my variables on the same side. Usually I would move this negative 3x over here to try to avoid negatives. However, in this situation, I want to have the variables on the left and the constants on the right. So I'm going to move the x over here by subtracting x from the negative 3x. So now I have 5. Negative 3x and negative x give me negative 4x, so 5 minus 4x is less than or equal to 13. Okay? So now I need to get the constants on the same side. So now I'm going to subtract the 5 from the 13. Leaving me with negative 4x is less than or equal to, so 5 from 13 is 8. And then now, last, I'm going to divide both sides by a negative number. Divide by negative 4. So 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. But now if you remember, so I'm going to draw my little caution symbol. I'm dividing by a negative number. So if you remember, when you divide both sides by a negative number, you always want to switch your symbol. So instead of it being a less than or equal to, this is going to be a greater than or equal to. So x is greater than or equal to negative 2. In other words, it's all numbers 2 and greater for your solution. Sorry, negative 2 and greater for your solution. So let's put that on a number line. So here's 0, negative 1, negative 2 falls here, 2, 4. So for this one, I want to make it a closed circle because negative 2 is part of the solution. And because I want everything greater than that, I am going to shade above. 0 is part of the solution, 2 is part of the solution, 4 is part of the solution. So again, all numbers negative 2 and greater are part of the solution.